Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's class. So, as you can see, this is where we stopped in our previous class, whereby we were able to add the background. Remember, this is what we're trying to replicate. Okay, this is what we're trying to replicate, and then we were able to add the background in our last class, and then we're able to do this using our CSS. Okay, so we just call the body tag. Since the body is, we want the background to cover the entire body, so we call the body, and that's how we're able to add the image. So in today's class, if you notice this sign up box here, it has what? It has a transparent background. Okay, so we're creating a transparent background for these are sign up box that we're currently working on, and then we'll do little code like that, to be able to achieve something similar to this. Okay, good. So in order for us to do that, now guys, watch something. If you notice that this div is carrying what? It's carrying all the information in our sign up box. Okay, I'm talking about the form. The form is inside this div. Our inputs, even the h2, everything is inside what? Is inside this div with the class sign up box. I know in the previous video, this div was outside. This other div was outside. It was outside here in the previous class I did. Okay, so guys, what you need to do is just to copy it from here, and just put it right inside this our div with the sign up box. Okay, everything has to be inside this div. Okay, so since we want to add the background, we are going to be calling what? This div. All right, but we have to call it with its class name, which is sign up box. And in CSS, whenever you want to call a class or you want to work with classes, you use what? You use dots. Okay, so we'll just head over here now and we'll just type dot sign up sign up box. Okay, now this name here, this your class name, must be exactly the way it is here. The way it is here, sign up box. So most of the times, what I recommend for my students, for them to what? To just copy it. In order for you to go on a safer side, just copy it and just head over here and paste it. Okay, so now you can see we've called what? Dot sign up box. Some of you will be asking, okay, why is the body not carrying dots? The reason why the body is not carrying dots is because the body is what? Is a tag, but this sign up is a class inside a what? Inside a div tag. Okay, so for us to call it, we use what? We use dots. If you don't put this dot, it will not work. And if this name is not correct the way it is inside your HTML file, it will still work. Okay, so after calling our sign up box, I'll just go ahead and add our color brace. Okay, good. So now I'll add the background. Since I want to add the background for it, I'll call background. Good. So now there's a code called RGBA, which means red, green, blue, alpha. Okay, so I'll just type it RGBA. You can see it here. Okay, red, green, blue, alpha. Okay, good. So our red, I'll be giving our red a value of 44 pixels. No, sorry, 44. And then I'll be giving our green a value of 66. Then I'll be giving our blue a value of let me say 80. Okay, and then this is our alpha. The alpha would be, okay, let's give it 0.7. Good. So now I'll save and then I'll refresh. Boom, you can see here that our transparent background has been added. But it's not looking exactly like this yet, but don't worry, we're still working on it. Okay, so you can see that it has the background, the transparent background has been added. Okay, good. So the next property I'll be adding here is the padding. Okay, I'll be adding padding, and this padding I'll be giving it a value of 40 pixels. Giving a value of 40 pixels. So I'll save. Now watch what happens when I refresh. You see that it has dropped down a little bit. Okay, I'll come in. Let me take this out. Save and refresh. You can see that the sign up is very close to the top of the screen, right? It's very close. But immediately add the padding, you notice that it will drop down. There will be a space. This sign up will have a space in between the background. Okay, there will be space in between them. So I'll just add the padding 40 pixels. Then I'll refresh. Okay, you see that the sign up now there's space. There's a gap between the sign up and the background we've added and the transparent background we've added. So that's what the padding does. So the next property I'll be adding is the width. Now if you notice, you see that the background is just covering the entire screen. Okay, the width is covering the entire screen, whereas in this one that we're trying to recreate, it's just covering the sign up, it's just covering the form. Okay, not affecting the other side of the screen. So in order for us to do that, we are going to be using what we're going to call the property width. Okay, good. So on this one, I'll be giving it a value of 200. No, let me give it 250 pixels. Okay, I'll save and I'll refresh. Good. You can see it has adjusted. Okay, it's now beginning to make little sense. Okay, so you can see it has adjusted. Good. So now the next thing I'll be adding is I'll be adding margin top. Yes, margin top. margin top, and in the margin top I'll be giving it a value of 9, is it, should I use 80? No, okay, let's use 90. Let's try 90 pixels. I'll save and then I'll refresh. Good. You can see now that the margin top, there's a space. You know, before this sign up box is very close to this to the top of the screen, somewhere around here. Let me remove the margin top so you see exactly what it does. Okay, I'll save and I'll refresh. So you can see that the form is very close to the top here, right? So immediately I add margin top to create a space. Okay, good. I refresh. You can see that our form has dropped down a bit. Now what if I add, some of you said, what if I add, I make it 190? If I make it 190, I'll save and I'll refresh. You see that our form keeps what going down. So but for the sake of this class, let's leave it at what, 90 is perfect. I'll save and I'll refresh. Good. So you can see it, right? So our form is beginning to make some sense, right? So now the next thing I'll be adding is what, I'll be adding margin left. If you notice, you see that the form is very close to this side of our screen, right? So we want to shift a bit. Okay, it's too close. All right, so we'll be adding what, margin, we'll be adding margin left, and I'll be giving it a value of 180 pixels. So I'll save and I'll refresh. Now you see that there's a space, right? There's a space here now. Good. So the last thing I'll be adding, all right, the last thing I'll be adding is what, just margin, just the normal margin, just normal margin like this, margin. So I'll be giving it a value of 0. Okay, now see, the reason why I want to add this margin, right, is because now if you notice, let me open this our work. You can see this is where our work is currently right now, right? You can see this one is here. Now if I watch something, like if I drag this screen, if I try adjusting this screen, you see that the form is adjusting itself to the middle. It's maintaining that middle position, right? No matter how I adjust it, it will maintain that middle position. Okay, but if you see our current form now, it's not like that. If I drag it, this one will be following us. Are you seeing it? It's not aligning itself, right? So that's why I'll be adding this other normal margin. And now look at what this normal margin will do. So inside this margin, I'll give it what, 0 and what, auto. Now I'll save and I'll refresh. Boom, you can see that what, that's taking our sign up box up there. Now if you see here, our sign up box is up, this one now is up. Now look at what happens when I drag it. Are you seeing it? Kabaye. You can see it's adjusting itself. That's the power of CSS. Are you seeing it? It's adjusting itself to the middle. Good. Now we're able to do this using what, margin. I will give it a what, a value of 0 and auto. All right, good. So guys, you see, in our next clip, I'll be stopping, I'll be ending the class here because of time. So in our next clip, I'll be showing us, we'll be working on so many other stuff, okay? And then you guys are gonna see the power of CSS. All right, good. So good evening once again, everyone, and thank you. So that will be the end for today's class.